When my husband and I began our healthy journey over 2 years ago, we really were determined to get it right. I needed to lose a significant amount of weight and have worked so very hard. I have learned so much about the human body and the way food must be used as medicine and not a means of self-gratification or a rewards system of sorts. If you're good, you can have a cookie. One thing I have recently observed is the dreaded plateau. How utterly frustrating. I really thought it wasn't going to happen. We were just sailing along beautifully week after week, month after month, and now year after year. But in the past 2 to almost 3 months, both Lou and I have become so really frustrated with that scale. We feel great, our blood work is very good, and we are more than satisfied with our food choices. Yes, we do get on that scale every morning, regardless whether we had a mess up the day before or the holidays or whatever. We just make ourselves get on that scale every morning. Now, I know some people say, don't do that, go once a week or once or twice a week, but we find that it's best that we just do it every morning. That way we are right. We know exactly up to the moment what our weight is for that day. But day after day, unfortunately, nothing changes. We're not altering anything, but the scale never moves. We both still have weight to lose, so the frustrations are high, but there is no alternative. So we decided to just keep going. We will not give up. Eventually, it has to move, right? I look at my before videos, and it just makes me want to work harder. We have not had pepper steak for supper in a while, so we really enjoyed this very simple but nutritious meal. I heated up my cast iron skillet and used a little avocado oil and butter. I love that combination, and I love cooking with it. It's a great flavor combination. It truly is. I like it much better than even olive oil or just straight butter. I think the combination of the two, there's just something really delicious about it. Peppers take about as much time to cook as a steak does, so I cut them up first and I toss them in the skillet. Then I decided to slice the meat first, kind of like a stir fry, and I cook them together. I season it all with salt, really good quality salt, and my little onion and garlic powder blend. Now you could eat this meal just like this, and we have many times. But on this night, I decided to use some low-carb tortillas for more of a fajita-style meal. Once commented that tortillas right directly from the package are raw and need to be cooked first. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I try to pre-cook a tortilla, like in the oven or even on the pan one at a time, they end up getting hard. And when I go to fold them over, they just kind of break apart and just make a really big mess. So I just prefer them this way. They just fold over so softly. I haven't found a good way to make it work. If you know of a better way, I am all ears. Let me know in the comments below, please. Of course, I'm going to add a little bit of cream cheese and a little bit of sour cream. This really adds an incredible flavor. It is our favorite way to eat this particular meal. I love to add a slice of cheese. Now tonight I'm going to use some provolone, but Swiss cheese is so good. Even a little sliced cheddar will be wonderful. If you just had some shredded cheddar or shredded mozzarella, you could add that as well. It really doesn't matter. It just goes with whatever you love. And when the hot meat, you put the hot meat from the pan over the cheese, it really helps to melt it nicely. It's a wonderful way to just put this beautiful meal together. A little of my homemade sauerkraut, and this incredible supper is done. It was absolutely delicious and truly a simple, super supper. On a recent video, I prepared what I called a cold plate supper. You all really seem to like that idea, so I wanted to include it again. Now, we do have warmer weather right around the corner, so I think a cold plate idea is really good. I've got lots of ideas. We have cold plate supper a lot, so I'll try to include more of those. This could work, this particular one could work for a breakfast, lunch, or obviously dinner, and we're using it for dinner on this night. I think we had had a heavier meal earlier, and so we decided we were still a little bit hungry and didn't want to go to bed on an empty stomach, a hungry stomach. That's not a good idea. So you just want to make sure you eat a little something. I use full-fat cottage cheese and some very, very beautiful organic juicy berries. These fruits are very low in sugar and carbs, but they're high in flavor. There's nothing like a red juicy strawberry. We don't eat a lot of fruit, but on this night, we just wanted something light. If I had had some blueberries or blackberries, I would have tossed them on the plates as well. The cottage cheese gives you a ton of protein. Now, I love cottage cheese. I love the stuff. I have since I was a little girl. I think you either love it or you hate it. According to TikTok, there are 1,000,001 things you can do with cottage cheese. And believe it or not, I have not tried any of them. I just eat it like this, right out of the carton. I add a little bit of allulose to sweeten up those berries a little bit more, and always a little bit of cinnamon to help bring down or control my sugar while I eat this sweet treat. This next meal was actually our breakfast. It's a small steak that I bought at Aldi. Now, I've never purchased beef at Aldi before, but it was on sale. It was their grass-fed, grass-finished, organic beef, and so I thought I would give it a try, and I am so glad I did. The price was right, and it was just so good. They had a really great sale a while back, so I just bought a couple to see how they were. I wish I had bought more now, of course. They are New York strip steaks and really, really good. They're very juicy and they honestly just melt in your mouth. They were that good. I may buy more of those. Yeah, so keep an eye out for all these New York strips and when they go on sale and see if you can stock up like I'm going to do. Just a few minutes on both sides and it was done. Did not take long at all. An overcooked steak is just such a sad thing. Lou and I both like it medium, just nice and pink in the middle. I'm going to cook up some eggs this morning to go with our small steak that we're going to share. And while the steak rests on the plate here, I like to take some paper towels and just clean out the pan and add some nice fresh butter. We do eat a lot of eggs. We just love them any and always. Our farmer, Will, is such a kind man. We are so blessed to know him and to get our eggs from him. Occasionally the girls just don't lay enough, so we buy them at the store. But now that it's getting much warmer, they are doing great. In fact, today I'm picking up 4 dozen and I am so excited. It's just like a little Easter basket. When I open up the cartons, they're just so beautiful. You'll see here how beautifully that steak sliced up. It was cooked from end to end. It was absolutely beautiful and nice and pink inside. It's always important to let your steak rest to the side, either on your plate or on a cutting board or somewhere. Just let it rest. You know, sometimes up to 5-10 minutes, those juices just kind of soak back in, and it just is a wonderful way to enjoy your beef. You can do that with any beef, but particularly with steaks. What a great protein-packed, low-carb way to begin our day. No potatoes, no bread, no starch, no carbs, no sugars, just nothing, just plain good, solid protein. Oh, that steak, I'm looking at it here when I'm doing this voiceover. Honestly, I wish I had a piece of it right now because it was just so good. What a treat to have a breakfast like this. We don't do this very often. Most of the time we skip breakfast. We get up, we're fasting from the night before, and we just wait. Maybe something like this we might have 11:30, maybe 12:30, or nothing at all really. Sometimes we're once a day eaters, 1 meal a day, sometimes 2 meals a day, and we are very careful with snacking. Now this is where Lou and I generally sit and eat our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever we're eating for the day. We sit here, we just relax, we have good conversation, good food, and Brownie is usually somewhere close by waiting for a little something. Many times I get asked if we ever eat anything sweet. Well, I love using the sweetener allulose to sweeten things. I have that down below actually. If you're interested in trying it, for me it's the closest thing to sugar. I mean, I cannot tell the difference. I can with other sweeteners, but not with allulose. I have it in my Amazon store below if you want to just look at it. Our favorite sweet treat is my homemade rich creamy ice cream. This is my chocolate pecan. I have a video tutorial on making it, the easiest, most fabulous ice cream. I do add 2 or 3 farm fresh egg yolks to my ice cream. I think that is the secret to the custard texture and creaminess. I'll put the link to that video as well as my sauerkraut tutorial below. I like to keep cooked bacon around. It's something we can just snack on or add to so many things. I cut it up in thirds and cook it in a pot and save that liquid, of course, because it's gold. I cook it very, very low and slow. That's a secret here. That way the lard is a beautiful clear color and white when it hardens, when it cools down. And it's a very creamy texture and with almost no flavor. I like that because you can use it for sweet, you can use it for savory. If you were going to make a sweet pie, an apple pie, peach pie, you could make the most beautiful crust by using this particular lard. The bacon crisps up so nicely this way and far less grease splatter. You can see how lovely and clean and clear the lard comes out. I like to cook my eggs, boil my eggs. I keep boiled eggs probably at all times in my refrigerator, and I like to use old eggs, meaning I'll buy eggs and I'll put them in the refrigerator I'll just put them aside somewhere for like 2 or 3 weeks. We don't touch them. We just let them just sit in there. And doggone it, my grandma taught me this so long ago. It is just the perfect way to make eggs. You don't get that green ring around the yellow yolk when you open them up. And they just peel. They just slide right out of the peel. You don't have to worry about, there's nothing worse than trying to peel an egg and it just refuses to peel. It just makes such a mess. You end up throwing about half of the egg away, if not all of it. Sometimes I can recall being so frustrated that I just wanted to throw the whole stinking egg away. So don't do that. Just put your eggs away for a couple weeks and then go back to them. And for our last meal, we decided to go to Texas Roadhouse, one of our favorite places, for a delicious salad and for their steaks that are just perfect. We enjoy the sirloin, cooked medium. I like green beans. Lou likes broccoli. Other than that, it's the exact same meal. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed all these meals and all these ideas. I hope you'll give them all a try. I'll see you next time on Super 60s Farmhouse in the Forest. Bye now, and Lord bless.